see you always to do that, and you're like, you didn't even remind me. So, but that's my fault. I forgot to. So, okay, sorry guys. But I do believe that so much of what we do has everything to do with self-confidence, because the more self-confidence you gain, the more you have that posture that it takes to be successful in this business. Like, you then send those messages, and then you're not really so let down when they come back with a negative comment or they leave you on red or something like that. So building your self-confidence is so important in being successful at what we do, which is also why self-development is so important. That's why I preach self-development over and over and over and over again. And, there may be people on this screen, I mean, I'm not totally sure, but I know before I got into self-development, I definitely had that mindset that was like, how can reading a book change my life? Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. But let me tell you how reading a book can completely change your life. I mean, it is unbelievable how, and it's not necessarily so much about what the pages say as to what it stirs inside you. And if it's the right self-development, it's helping you work through the things that are crushing your self-confidence and your self-esteem, because so much that happens in life chips away at that, whether it's childhood trauma, it's stuff that happened to us as kids, it's being bullied as a high schooler, it's being in a narcissistic relationship, it's not keeping promises to yourself, it's all those things. Every single one of those things chips away at that block of self-confidence that you have. So it's our job as adults, if we want to be fully functioning, like, happy humans, to work on that. And that's where self-development is so important, to find those little nooks of just little tidbits of things that are said either on the audiobook or written on the page, that's going to make you think, oh my gosh, that's me. Or, oh my gosh, I went through that. Or, oh my gosh, that makes perfect sense. Like, I mean, who has read a book? I mean, first of all, drop in the chat, are you even doing self-development? Like, what do you participate? I mean, I'm huge on self-development. I'm big on something I learned in the 5 a.m. Club, another self-development book about Traffic University they talk about. So every time I get in my car, I play a audiobook, because, why the heck not? It's like multitasking and habit stacking. I can't talk today. Yes, Bridget loves audiobooks. Yes, 20 to 30 minutes a day. Absolutely. And then, like, when I went through 75 hard and they recommended doing 10 pages a day of self-development, like, it's so important that you really do this, because it's going to help your mindset and it's going to help build that self-confidence, because you're going to internally work on all those things that have destroyed it. So let's take a minute. Everybody grab a pen and paper. If you're driving, clearly you can't do that. But you can also drop in the chat. But let's take a minute of reflection. What would you do if you had 5% more self-confidence, 5% more self-esteem? So just going to take a few minutes and write that down. Now, what would you stop doing? This puts a little spin on it. If you had 5% more self-confidence or more self-esteem, what would you stop doing? Yep. Oh, that's a good one, Joellen. I should have wrote that one down. Okay. What would you start doing? Like, if I could just magically wave my magic wand and give you 5%, just 5% more self-confidence, what would you start doing? And then the last thing is, what can you do today to generate that 5%, because 5% is really not a lot. It's just a little bit more self-confidence. Yep, that's good, Nat. Be more consistent and stop caring what other people think. Stop being unorganized and procrastinating. Right, Mindy? Which you're getting better at this week, right? So what can you do today to generate 5% more self-confidence? So I'll just kind of give you, I won't pick on anybody today because I know this is kind of a personal journey, but I will tell you mine. Like I will say, talk with someone positive and encouraging. There you go. Mel Robbins. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just do it. 5 seconds. You can tell Christy's in book club. That's funny. I'm gonna talk about that for a second. If you have not read the 5-second rule, it is such an interesting concept, and I love that she puts science behind it, because I understand the law of attraction, I understand self-development, like I get it all, but it's super cool when they can tie it to science and how your brain works. And she literally says in this book that you have 5 seconds to act on something that's in your brain before your brain tells you not to do it. So whether that's eating right, whether it's, you know, making that phone call, whether it's sending that message, whether it's making that post, whether it's working out, whether it's making a choice. And here's where I had a what did she call herself? It was a coach, but it wasn't like a business coach. It was a I don't know. She was very esoteric. She was very into like the energy stuff and stuff like that. Mindset coach. That's it. I hired a mindset coach. And she said to me, she's like, one of these times, she's like, you literally do so much. And I do so much gratitude, and I do so much law of attraction work in just like my everyday. I mean, I do it with my kids every day. Like I try taking them to school. Like, what 3 things are you excited for today? Like help set their day up and help them look for things that went right. When I pick them up, I'm like, you know, give me 5 things that happened that was super cool today. Instead of them sitting in the car and just like bitching about like all the crap that happened today, give me 5 things that happened that was fun. You know, I do it all the time. She's like, and you are literally asking the universe to bring you all this stuff. Yet when you get these downloads from the universe, these good ideas, these ideas on what to do for your team, and these ideas on what to do for sales, and these ideas of whatever, she's like, you are so programmed on your to-do list that's busy work that you are literally, and she actually said it to me too. She's like, you have 5 seconds to write that idea down and put it into execution before your brain's telling you, nope, you don't have time. So if you are one of those people that, and trust me, I hired her in 2020. So this is about 3 years in the learning about this. I'm still not good at it, but I'm at least aware. And this is where self-development is really key. But if you are one of those people that wants to be 200K, you want to be 12K, you want to be 40K, and you get these ideas, and it could be something completely off the wall, but you put so much focus into your goals. Like, I have these goals and I don't know why they're not happening, and I'm just so stuck and blah, 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 blah. But the universe hears you, and you're getting these ideas like, I should go live today. But you have 5 seconds to make that choice before your brain tells you you don't want to do that. You're too scared to do that. But that's what that 5-second rule is. And that was my problem. Is I you know, if you've coached with me, you know, I'm very big on structure. The structured app, I need to do a whole training on the structured app. I coach on structure and, you know, like systems and schedule and blah, 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 where as I was not allowing time for the universe is like, you need to do this. And I'm like, I don't got time for that, universe. Okay. So if that's you, I want you to start paying attention. So what I learned is when I get those downloads for the universe, instead of me telling the universe I don't have time for that, I write it down. I have a whole album I write it down in the notes of my phone. This is my system. Write it down in the notes of my phone and I screenshot it and then I delete it. And then I have a whole screenshot system. If you coached with me on that, it's kind of funny. But anyway, then that screenshot goes into an album in my phone of projects. I dedicate 1 hour a day to projects. So that's me telling the universe, okay, universe, I'm going to like carve out time in my day to do this. But anyway, I like went off on its whole, yes, that's why Mel Robbins said 5, 4, 3, 2, and go no matter how scary it is. Because that is the universe. When you get those ideas and those downloads, that's the universe saying, I hear you. I hear what you want. I'm telling you what to do to go get what you want. But our brains are like overriding that. So definitely have that, because here's what'll give you that 5% more self-esteem is when you take that download and you go do it. And you do it. And you do it. And you do it. Yeah, because then it won't be scary anymore. Like Talita said, do it when you're scared. That will build self-esteem. That will start to build that 5%. And pretty soon you've gained 5% more self-esteem. Then you can work on 10% more and 20% more. And you know what I mean? That's what you can do to generate that 5%. And keeping promises to yourself. I cannot coach and preach on this enough. The reason why 100%, the reason why you have not hit a goal that you set for yourself, whether it be a fitness goal, whether it be a financial goal or whatever, a job goal, whatever it is, 100% is because you did not keep promises to yourself in some capacity. I have fought with my weight my entire life. Okay. I'm not a skinny girl. I'll never be a skinny girl. I'm realizing this. However, I love how I feel when I work out and I love how I feel when I eat clean. And I'm learning to love how I feel when I intermittent fast. It's a love-hate relationship. However, I am 100% not a skinny girl because I have not kept promises to myself. I want us to be $1 million a month team. I have said it, Christy, Nikki, y'all the OGs here, how many years have I been preaching that I wanted to be a $1 million a month team? We are 100% not $1 million a month team because I have not kept promises to myself. That's my goal. That might not be anybody else's goal, and that's okay. But it's because I haven't kept promises to myself, because I've let my self-esteem get in the way, and because I lack the self-confidence to keep those promises. So don't be Jen. Don't do what Jen does. I'm trying, ladies. I'm getting better at it every day. But figure that out for yourself. What are those promises you aren't keeping to yourself? What is chipping away? Because not keeping promises to yourself chips away at that self-confidence. It's just one more thing. And that's a thing you can control. You can't control what other people do. You can control how you react, but you can't control what other people do. But you can control, I'm sorry, Toledo, I was just reading your message. You can control keeping promises to yourself. And that is the 100% way to gain that extra 5% in self-confidence and stop doing what you said you need to stop doing and start doing what you need to start doing to get to your goals, whatever those goals might be. So, all right, that's my soapbox for today. Does anybody have any questions before I turn off the recording? That's probably like 10 minutes long. No? Yep, compare. Oh yeah, comparison, that's a whole nother one. Stop doing it. You can't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. And you can't compare your journey. That's another thing. Like I'm just going to go off on a tangent here just for a second here. But people look at me, okay, me and Ange. So we got together, we started in 2017, we hit 200K. She hit 200K in 9 months. I hit 200K in 10 months. And they look at us and go, well, we can't. This isn't working for us because we didn't do that. But here's what I want you to remember is we weren't ready for that. Like that was probably the worst thing I could have done in my network marketing career, is because there's that like leadership gap. Have you guys heard about the leadership gap? Eric Worre talks about it all the time, leadership gap. You might have sales through the roof, but if your leadership isn't match it, your sales are always going to fall to your leadership gap. To the leadership. So that, if that wasn't discouraging and we didn't quit because of that, we got tenacity out the wazoo, which we do. But we could have. How many of you would have quit if you would have hit 200K one month and then your team sales fell to 100,000 the next month? You'd have been like, well, this ain't fucking working. Sorry about my language, y'all. I talk like a sailor. But we didn't. And then we made it back, and you know what I mean? So don't compare yourself, because one, people lie. I'm just gonna say it. Like, what you see on social media, what you appear to see, is most likely not the truth. Not, I shouldn't say that. It's just there's other facets that you don't see, is what I want to say. So don't compare yourself. Your journey is your journey, and you need to make that journey. Like, I was just talking to a promoter on the team this week about how she's like, well, I just don't understand why I can't maintain 12K. And I'm like, you have some, and she is like, for those of you that have been here long enough, you know what this is. She's a dead body dragger. Like, she just tries. Yes, Sarah, I know she's a dead. And I'm like, here's the thing you need to learn is you can't drag dead bodies. You need to set boundaries with your leadership. And I said, I think the problem is you need to learn better leadership skills, because the universe isn't going to give you a 12K team. Cause she's like, I just got to enroll promoters. I just need promoters. And I'm like, you need to learn how to be able to lead yourself before you can learn how to lead promoters, because that's part of this journey. And until you learn those steps, you're not going to get those team members that are going to want to work, that are going to need lead. You're going to forever be stuck in this vicious cycle of dragging dead bodies. So going back to not comparing yourself to another person, your journey is your journey. You need to go through the steps that the universe needs you to go through, and go through those learning phases before you can get to where you want to go. So, all right, that's it. I'm done. Thank you, Mindy. All right. I love you guys. Make sure you get your, make sure Nat, so everybody stay on screen just one more second, so she can get everybody. She's awesome. So I'm sure she got everybody already. And then Nat, if you could get me that list of everybody, and then I'll get you those screenshots, or not screenshots, story slides that I'm going to create for you all. Thank you, Nat. Appreciate you. All right, guys, recording is still